Hello, my friends, and welcome back to our continued blind Let's Play of Homestuck. My name is the FlightlessBird. This is your story-based gaming channel. Today we're on page 6112, end of Act 6, Intermission 5, Intermission 5. Yeah, Intermission 5 has 5 intermissions so far. Yeah, let's keep going, shall we? I hope you're all having a wonderful, amazing, fantastic day today. You are now Spades Slick. It appears that you will be the focus of an exciting new subplot. That is, if everyone's okay with that. You're not sure. Is that allowed, you wonder? Is everyone going to throw a tantrum and make us look at something else? Leave me alone, you creep! Good news, Spade. It looks like your subplot checks out. You have the green light whenever you're ready. Spades Slick. Gaze over balcony at horizon. What is that? There was some commotion up here earlier. That guy flipped your bed over this balcony and it fell in the water like 1,000 feet below. You had to climb all the way back up. Sorry, just lost my place. Where was I? Yes, soaping wet. You're soaping wet, right. You think he said something about English. You don't seem to have any sign of the rival mob boss, though. You'll have to investigate. You might not have much time to find him now. The sun is getting on the horizon. What are all those things floating over the water? What are those? That's kind of what distracted me. I was thinking, what in the world are those things? You can't quite make them out, even with your awesome cyborg eye, which can probably make you better. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't actually know anything about cybernetics, to tell you the truth. I just gave you a red eye because I thought it looked cool. Inspect the green torso. Looks like this butthole in the white wig is dead. Yes, the same butthole who nursed you back to health, even though he didn't have to. And even though he kind of promised he wouldn't do stuff like that by the way of some vague pledge involving a yellow roller. But he saved your life anyway, because his heart was just that big. You're welcome. You weren't listening to any of that because you don't care. Take the wand. You're not going to take the wand because obviously magic is fake. Come on, what sort of buffoon would try to wield that thing under any circumstance? You will, however, take the horns. I mean, they'll make a nice trophy, and you always thought that taking trophies guys you killed was a cool idea. At least from the guys you wish you killed, we happen to find dead. Investigate. It's a big gun. This appears to be the murder weapon. Looks like English was the trigger man, then ditched the weapon by the body for some reason. You never see the guy, but you heard he carries a big overpowered gold machine gun. Pretty garish in your view. The man has no subtlety whatsoever. You and he sure have different styles when it comes to running an organized crime outfit. You honestly think he might be some sort of huge man-child, and I honestly think you might be right. Equip. You put it upside down. Whoa, it's turned into a giant wand. You take the golden Q-staff. Holy crud, this thing is huge. Good thing you have robot arms now. The weapon arms. The weapon weighs several 100 pounds, but to a Hulk like him, it's as light as a feather. And to a cyborg like you, it's as light as a slightly heavier feather. Search for English. Man, how sweet would it be if you could use his own weapon against him when you get your revenge? Hey, who goes there? Ah, of course. It's a cute little dame who tended to you while you were bedridden. Her soup was so delicious. Whoa. What are these dumb horns doing on your head? They don't belong there. You toss them on the ground and stomp on them nonchalantly. She's shaking like a leaf. She must be terrified. You assure her there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. Everything's gonna be okay. The butthole and the white wig is dead. Integrate and Miss Paint. Or Miss Paint. Same thing. Now that you're settled her nerves down, which you haven't actually, you ask her where the guy who did this went. She says she doesn't know. She's been hiding since he smacked her across the face with his cane. You said he did what? Why, I oughta. She says she thinks he's probably gone now. You say, oh. Any idea which way he went? She says no. You say, Any idea what she might be doing later? She asks, what do you mean? You say, any dinner plans? Or, hey, Slick! What exactly are your intentions toward Miss Paint? You could at least wait until the blood is dry before making a move. I knew you always had your bad cybernetic eye on her. Yes, the same eye that's probably just a useless piece of red glass overlapping an otherwise perfectly healthy eye. Yeah, that one. Ah, screw it. Who am I to stand between you two? You obviously make an adorable couple. Why should I let my rotten luck with the ladies ruin your parade? That's it. I'm calling it. I'm declaring your ship to be officially canon. Now, don't screw this up, Slick. Why about personals? Personals, she says? Yeah, you say. Your personal items. What items, she wonders. You know, all the stuff you had on you before the guy turned you into a dang robot? Like your hat and stuff. Oh, yes, she knows exactly what all that stuff is. Follow. She says this way, but please try to be quiet in case the green beast is still nearby. Retrieve personals. She leads you to one of the mansion's several dozen pantries and retrieves your box of stuff. Here you go, she says. Spades Slick. Inspect personals. The Midnight Crew. Knife. The hat was a little worse for wear, but she took it to the tailor to have it repaired. Tailor? What tailor, you say? The one that appears when he pulled his pin from the little doll. She says she put the pin back, though, because the man was rather crouchy and unpleasant. Wait a minute, a quart. The doll. Take it. You knew you decided to hang on to this thing for a reason. Pull the pins. English has no idea what he's in for. You can't wait to see the look on his face. Even though the look on his face is always pretty much the same, since he's a skull monster. Oh yeah, better leave the black one in though. Pulling that one could have some really weird consequences. Oh, these are all like, balls from a pool game, aren't they? Command minions. Oh my god. You tell all these mugs to listen up. This gang is now under new management. The surly mob of puppet people look you up and down, glance at your Q staff, and shrug. Yep, you're the new boss. They'd appear to tactically confirm. Miss Paint, you say. There's a vacancy in the gang's 8th spot. You got anything more suitable to wear? She claps her hands and says, oh yes, she has just a dress for the occasion. She says, be right back. These are all the leprechauns, right? Or whatever they're being called these days. Consult with the brains of operation. Oh, look at the cool little coat. I just like how there's a random statue that looks like it's part of the crew. You say, hey you, wise guy in the moon hat. What was the name again? Some weapon shaped like a 7. Boomerang? Nah, it wasn't it. Only an idiot would think it's a boomerang. Your memory is failing you. Might have taken one blow to the head too many when that universe exploded. Hey, why did that universe explode again? Can't recall for the life of you. Crowbar. What? Crowbar is his name. The guy says, oh yeah, that's right. Now you remember. Used his crowbar a while ago to smash a priceless clock to pieces. You have his crowbar, he asks. No, you lost track of it. Any idea what it is? No clue, you say. Dang it, he says. You ask him how they could get out of here. Go somewhere to regroup and make plans. Hatch some schemes. Maybe draw a map or two, preferably in a hideout. He says he can lead you back to one of the gang's own haunts. You say after you then. He says, hey, yeah? What happened to the old boss, he wonders? Is he dead or something? Say it's none of his dang business. Now let's get moving. Lead the gang back to the hideout. Through here, Crowbar says. Hey, what's this thing? Clover asks. Nothing, you say. You think the idiot who used to live here was doing some sort of science experiment? Pretty much, Miss Paint says. Don't touch it, you say. Could be a death trap. Clover pulls his hand away quickly. He looks worried. Dai asks if he can have his doll back. Say, of course not. Now shut up. And he looks crestfallen. Go through the 5th wall. Gosh dang, it's hot in here. AC must be broken something. Exit this weird little girl's room. Oh, the statue's coming with us, apparently. You leave to Mars' room and Great Caesar stab wound. What is even going on here? Crowbar, where the heck are you leading us, you ask? He says it's the doc's old apartment. Really posh digs. Primo location too. At least it was before the universe exploded. Why are there giant holes in the walls through which can be seen an abundance of blinding green plasma, you inquire? He says because the apartment is now floating somewhere inside a huge sun. A sun, you say? Well, dang. No wonder it's so hot and you could cook breakfast on your cranial plates. Hiding out in the middle of a big sun doesn't sound like a real tenable predicament, does it, Crowbar? Nah, boss, he supposes it does not. Sounds like it actually is kind of a horrible predicament, doesn't it, Crowbar? Yes, boss, he supposes it does. A predicament to find any sense of reason, safety, physical comfort, and most laws of science, probably. You wouldn't know about that, boss. You'll have to ask a scientist. You got a sassy mouth on you, Crowbar, you say to Crowbar. A real sassy mouth. He says if you don't want to stay, that's fine. There are contingencies in place. Contingencies, you say? He says Doc's suite had an emergency exit while the gang could flee through whenever things got too hot to handle. Circumstances, he says, which never once presented themselves until now, in the most literal way possible. Yeah, you say, 'cause of the sun. Yeah, he says, 'cause of the sun. Well, what are you waiting for, Crowbar? Keep leading the way. Crowbar, keep leading the way. Hold up, you say. You're not sure about this Crowbar leading the way business. Who's the leader here? This smart mouth or you? He says you, of course, but you don't know where the exit is. You say BS. You've been here before. You know this place like the back of your hand. You show him your hand, which is now mostly unfamiliar to you because it's made of metal. You put your hand down quickly because that didn't serve the rhetorical purpose at all. He says if you insist, the exit is in the room with the clock in it. Do you remember what that is? You say, what do you look like? A moron? Of course you remember. And then after you, he says, after you. It's obviously down here through one of these doors. Watch and learn, buddy. Open the door. All the dots. That was not the right door. Never mind. Wrong lever, Kronk. Just take us to the exit, Crowbar. Says, yeah, sure. Proceed. You lead the mob through a few more of these weird skinny panels. Some of the guys get distracted over there in the lounge. Just a quick match of table stickball. A fun game they made up which is based on their hats. You tell them to quit playing pool and get over here. They start laughing their butts off at the noob who doesn't know a game of table stickball when he sees one. Show Slick the exit. So this is it, huh, you say? Why does he keep the exit in the room with the clock anyway? Crowbar says the exit's in the room with the clock because the exit is the clock. You see. You look the clock up and down. It doesn't look the same as you remember. It was a lot fancier when he smashed it with the crowbar. You mean, the crowbar. All purple and gold and ticking. As if deciding the fate of someone you don't know or care about. Someone who doesn't understand a golden opportunity when she sees it. Someone whose behavior may have been controversial and whose sentence apparently had to be arbitrated by a magic timepiece. Just as well you smashed it. That way nobody could outsource the judgment to the verdict of a stupid clock. Yes, you definitely thought all that now. Wait, what happened to the pendulum? The ball thing, you mean? Crowbar says it broke. You see. All right. Anyway, none of this matters now. How are you supposed to exit through this thing? Guess you had to open it. Yes, he says. How, you say? He says, oh, you know, gotta pry it open. If only they had a tool with which to pry. Perhaps a tool which is notorious for its prying ability, which also happens to be its sole purpose. You wouldn't happen to know where such a tool might be, would you? He asked. No, he supposes not. There he goes again with his smart mouth. Nothing but sass from this guy. You're starting to miss your old right-hand man. At least when he got sick of your stuff, he would just turn around and light a cigarette. punch the clock. There. Crowbar, schmobar. How the heck are you gonna squeeze all these big galoots through that skinny butt door? Wait, you might have an idea. Wasn't there a guy with an oven? Where's the guy with the oven? Hey, oven! Get over here! Crowbar whispers his name is actually Biscuits. I don't give a heck. Biscuits seems to understand he is being summoned and waddles over. Yep, there's his magic oven. Wow, what a dumb juju. Should come in handy for once through. Everybody in. Oh. Everyone in the oven! Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Move it! Move it! Look at this little guy. Iggy, Slowpoke, what's his face? Yes, you too, Miss Paint. Clover, Shark Guy, Top Hat. Get in there, Crowbar. You can mouth off all you want, just do it in the oven. Stitch Face, Fatty, Fireman, the Centaur Butler? Yeah, what the heck? Come on in. He can be the team mascot or something. Plus, his milk was great. Biscuits, other biscuits, big guy, bigger guy. There, that should do it. Take the oven. Capture log. Or capture card. Huh. You pick up the 13 of stars card. What? Cards don't go up to 13? Stars ain't a real suit either? It is, sort of. I did watch this show where they were talking about like the history of card decks and whatnot. And when they went past 4 suits, I think they had like 6 different suits or 7 suits. Stars was one of the suits. Anyway, these guys really are a bunch of whack jobs. Whatever, you'll just slip it in the deck. Time to go. Wait, before you go. It's gonna burn. Yep. Gonna burn the whole place up. Perfect. Exit. What the heck? It's like spinning pool. This was a secret escape hatch? You see, it's also clear now. When things got too hot to handle, the Doc and his posse ducked out of the clock and into the idiot wagon for a little spin through infinite oblivion with some giant octopus things. Thanks for the tip, Crowbar! Thank you so very dang much! Hang on a minute. What's that? Is that? Could it really be? You don't need a fancy robotic eye to tell you what that is. You know exactly what that is. It's the jackpot. Zap. No, forgot the ring. Zap. Huh? Zap. Just zapping all over the place now. Zap. Boom! And 8-Ball just collided with her eye. Gulp. Her arm and eye are torn off. Whoa! And that was a giant dragon? Oh. Wow. That's going back a little. Snog, snog. Ah! Zap. Are we still going through the suburb? Yes. Ah! Zap. Strife! Oh, this is the Insane Clown Posse. And roll like I lost his head. Now we're back to Con Air. My daddy's coming home for my birthday. I'm gonna be 5. Forgot the exact line. Now we're in the movie itself. Oh. Aww. Zap. The blue shining light got added to the previous pages. Oh. Act 6, Intermission 5, Intermission 6. All the intermissions. Yay! Thumbs up. I did it! I conquered the maroon striped planet that's unlocking the final and most powerful toad goblin of all. Wow, he's so perfect, so huge, so strong. I love him being strong. Finally, the ideal minion with the type of power I admire the most. Which is being a strong guy with enormous powerful muscles. Yes. Oh yeah, I also got Green Stripe Pat. He's good too. And that he is also large and relatively strong and mean. He flips a coin too, I think, which is also cool. Oh, and don't tell me what they do. All I care about is that they're big and strong. Do not spoil my moment of triumph with more of a human monkey earth business. What? Nothing to say? Yes, this is good. You're finally learning who's boss. And soon everyone else will too. Now I have to conquer the Black Planet. This one is a different thing from the others. My sources tell me, by which I mean the clown tells me, that this planet has been claimed by the Black Queen herself. I will need to overthrow her to win. As such, in a stroke of brilliant cleverness, my brain devised an idea. I have recruited Jack Noir to help settle our mutual score. Really, getting Jack to do violent things for me always strikes me as such a good plan. So I might as well just do it always rather than always thinking of new stuff, which is hard to do. He would make a good friend if the concept of friendship wasn't horrid and meaningless to me. Therefore, I will think of a way to dispose of him once his usefulness is over. It's bad for him to leave stray noirs running around. Don't tell him I said any of this. My treachery to him is meant to be a surprise. uh, hello? Where did you go? Aren't you going to tell me what you think of my great plan? Or deride me in some fashion for my juvenile conduct and poor critical thinking skills? Well, you unspeakable putrid and fatuous blabbermouth, I demand that you talk to me. Okay, I see how it is. You have decided you will no longer allow me to browbeat you into helping me through sheer force of petulance. It may surprise you to know I am just as capable of respecting that as I am of throwing a tantrum about it. I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore! Booyah. Spike! Oh. Intense stare down! my god! He hit him so hard, he hit him out of the frame. It's now the mouse cursor. I am now the mouse cursor. The 6 X6 image 5 image 6 zap. What? Does this mean we're here? Hello? Is anyone there? Jade? Nana? Jaspers? Daysprite? Huh? Regular Dave? Where is everyone? This sucks. You chance upon this slab of the jaded fools anyway. You don't know this slab is called that, but that's what the slab is called. Looks like a good spot to decompress after a strange ordeal through canyon space. Oh, looks like we're all back to the gang now. Date. So, has anyone figured out how exactly we're going to stop this meteor? We're 3 years not enough time to solve that problem. No, we haven't. Oh my god. We're still traveling at the speed of light. We only seem to be picking up steam. I don't think that's possible, dude. In fact, I'm not sure we're ever traveling at light speed. I think there may have been some bogus science in circulation we've been chumped into getting behind. What? I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Came all this way and we're all gonna die! I don't believe this. How could we not have thought this through better? It's like the Reckoning, version 2.0 or 3.0. Wait, maybe 4.0 for counting the before assist. Screw this sentence I'm saying. How could it all boil down to yet another meteor hurtling toward the sky, serving as a harbinger of imminent demise? Except this time we're riding that harbinger. Which is ironically, think about it. We brought this into life hiding a meteor. Makes sense that it will go out. Man, pull it together. This thing has to have some escape pods or something. Where? I never saw any. Maybe they were being stored in the hypergravity chamber. Rose still drunk? Yeah, Rose is still drunk. We have a hypergravity chamber? Well, I guess maybe we could just sort of hop up and like fly away. Well, you abhorred comet of smarmy filth. You always did know how to rub salt in the wound. What about those of us who can't fly? You know I can't fly. You know it's a sore subject for me. I swear to God, this meteor needs one of those baby on board things on the back, but like a scrub instead of a baby for Mock's fidelity to the gag, because trolls, I know you can't fly, dude. Honestly, I would just carry you or something. Man, I've had a day. Don't worry, Karsh. I've had a feeling everything's going to work out. Rose, shut the heck up. Bark. Bark? Dude? Did you just bark? What? No, I didn't bark. Thought that was you. Why would I bark? Well, why the heck would I bark? Well, because you're having a mental breakdown. Why don't you have a mental go screw yourself? Or wait, then use your legit time powers to make a copy of yourself into this audacious fantasy into essential reality. Nah. Bark. There it was again. Bark happened again. Yeah, it wasn't me. Who the heck is barking? Did you bark? You, with us, Miriam? Yes. Terezi, was it you? Grr. What is it? What are you looking at? Maybe the mayor barked. Mayor, was that you? I bet it was. God, I love the mayor. He's so full of surprises. Look at the faces. Whoa! Ho, ho. Shadows are cool. Hey, it's the mayor. It's Jade! She looks different, though. I didn't recognize it as Jade. Hey, guys. Oh, my lord. Long time no see. So bored. Pop. Yes. Ah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Back to loving Nick Cage again. Wait, where did they all come from? Aww. End of Act 6, Intermission 5. Unlock dating sim? Date famous Namco characters is baffling crossover directed by Andrew Hussey features home. What? What? Exactly. He's so happy. End of year 4. 4/13/09 to 4/13/13. Remove this too. Insert this. Stop. This 3. Oh, it's the circle thing. You know where you make the right angles? There is no this 3, you butthole. The end. Alright, my friends, well, I guess this is the end of Homestuck. Here on Space 6341. If you like what you see, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, to like the video and subscribe. This has been one heck of a journey, 6,000 pages, and I guess we'll just, oh, there's another page, but never mind. No more hussies. Mwahahaha. Yeah, that's a lot of that's a lot of ha 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 ha's. Act 6, Act 6. Hey, we're actually done with intermissions and everything is green now. Please wait until performance is over. listening to. Yay! Dude, cheering, everyone's running away screaming. I'm not sure which. Could be both. No sub at the top. Worthless garbage. Stupid. Wow. No boring. Yes, dumb noise. Who cares? Whatever. Morons. Begin. Homosuck. The heck? A young male Homo sapien is trapped in his room. The premise is uninteresting. I'm not going to be in his voice. That would take me forever. And everything about it sucks. Hence the title, which is a portmanteau. Consists of two thematically appropriate words. The male is not very smart. There is something about a human birthday and he doesn't have a name yet. And more stupid things along those lines. All this is irrelevant. Here's what really matters. A young male cherub has activated total domination over his guests, thus unlocking his magic mystery planet. And therefore gaining supreme mastery over all events in reality, canonical or otherwise. He became a god tier, obviously. It was easy, involving a trivial act of self-offing. It was not a very big deal at all. That's what happens when you're the best. You become the best thing quite casually, and off-screen, like it's not even that important. Then he started climbing the god tiers. Lordly. See, like that. We stood on that flashy thing, which may not even be literally real, with each god tier he climbed. He got a new achievement badge sewn on his kitty camper handy sash, which also may be a thing that's not literally real, like many other things, which doesn't seem to have literal reality, but exists anyway. Creating new badges helps you understand stupid things like that better. In other words, they are mostly pointless. Like the gift of gab, which is especially useless to our hero, since there is nobody for him to talk to except for a rude clown. And all his dumb green friends, I guess, and he could allegedly talk to them regardless, so what the heck. The badges are all so horrible. I barely even know what to say. One of them lets you acquire objects with your bare hands. No capture logs required. Wow, it's a dream come true. There's another one, and I'm not joking here, that grants you the ability to have now awkward personal relationships. I wish I was making this up, I really do, but there was one badge you got. Like a key? That was not a pitiful waste of his time. A skeleton key badge. Having this badge meant that he could automatically unlock any lock he wanted to, including all the contraptions on this planet, allowing him to officially and permanently assume control of a property of his experiential continuum, which I have reason to believe is called the narrative. And due to his unquestioned supremacy over a lot of things, he is now able to commandeer this enigmatic medium, which totally unimpeded by the ghostly voice of a sarcastic douche. In my dream, I am this cherub. Close up. It's me, and as it happens, my dream is a fact. I have taken over this story. I will now retell it according to my understanding and level of interest. I will additionally provide an honest and brutal critique of the events and the way they have been shown, by utilizing the most potent weapon anyone could ever hope to allocate to his spectrobus. It is the weapon of satire. Oh my god, this is going to be so great. Has anyone ever done anything like this before? I doubt it. All I have to do is keep working with the magic. With my computer pencil, yes. Drawing is easy. Don't let anyone ever tell you it isn't. You work hard and hone your craft and ignore the haters until you are in the zone. Now, excuse me while I draw a horrible room. Examine the room. You examine your bad room. You are the male. I'm calling him you for some reason. That is how this idiotic adventure goes usually. The guy on the screen, well, that's you. Confused yet? Aha. It only goes downhill from here. Prepare to be frustrated and angry as more things happen. Do some stuff. You screw around heartily. Again, by you, I mean him. I know it is counterintuitive, but I will keep saying he's you because of my artistic license. The you male screws around a lot like this, bouncing around and jittering, wasting time. But the secret is that it's actually me screwing around. I move this guy around like a puppet with my imaginary hand, you see? Go open that chest. And I tell my puppet what to do by typing orders in the thing while pretending that you are typing them. Oh, the hat flew on his head. How cool is that? It is a disingenuous ruse at best to make you believe that you are guiding my puppet while also bizarrely insisting that you are the puppet. By calling him you, I unsuccessfully strive to immerse you in an experience that no one with a brain could ever conceivably wish to participate in regardless. But in the end, the joke of it all is, it's just me telling myself what to do with the puppet and then doing it. You will agree that this is the height of creative self-indulgence. In fact, for me to even be mocking the practice almost feels ancestrally masturbatory. Even though that is a redundant phrase for cherubs. Hide inside the chest. Beep, beep, beep. All aboard the idiot wagon! That is the kind of thing that happens almost every screen. As opposed to accomplishing things that are important or make sense, let's take note of the fact that I am slamming this tendency and move on. Go over there. Okay, you go over there, you stand there, and nothing happens. Gosh dang, I'm good at this. Do a dance on the shape. You get on the shape, and I make you do a dance. I use the principle of animation and to put movements in motion, somehow. You'll notice how my storytelling genius. I drew my puppet, and I do his room, and that's it. Now all I had to do is move him around the room and make him do meaningless things for laughs. But the really funny thing is, the laughter is mostly coming from me. It's happening at your expense. Smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. Ah! Did you just go launching through the chair? Boink. Duh. Where's all the cakes come from? It's on the ceiling. This way, I can make so many of these stupid rectangles so fast. So it seems to everyone who is stupid enough to look at my rectangles in the first place that so much is happening and the plot is advancing at breakneck speed. It's just a clever trick though. Oh my god. Because the truth is, there is no plot. Nothing is actually happening, ever. Just a lot of BS like this, with cakes and cards flying every which way, and you are just sitting there, frowning at it. Exercise freedom to leave the room. Strive! The lucky male is oblivious to his privilege of not being chained to his room with the horrible sister he doesn't have. The advantage makes him way too overpowered, and therefore he is what some refer to as a human Mary Sue. This makes him less sympathetic and gives you another reason to actively root for his death. Root. He goes downstairs and you think, haha, this is it. Something important is happening. But your observation is another brainless fallacy. The thing happening here is just as pointless as everything else. The larger Homo sapien is obviously attempting to help the male grow up and become strong. Through a rite of passage involving sweets, possibly to help the male become a trickster, but the male is stubborn and refuses, like an idiot. Leave the building. It turns out that the male can leave after all, relatively unhindered, basically contradicting the entire premise of the story. What a joke, you say to yourself. You are the reader, though. Not you, the male. You're the reader, though. Oh, what a joke. Okay. Boggle vacantly at these shenanigans. It begins to dawn on you that everything you just did may have been a colossal waste of time. It also begins to dawn on you that I was the one all along who illustrated this fantastic cartoon rectangle, which you remember that you saw before somewhere, and you now find this revelation to be almost as retroactively plausible as it is mind-blowing. It brings to mind a famous quote from a celebrated poet of yore that I think goes like this. Well, heck, that's a heck of a mystery, and no one thought was a mystery, and didn't even really need solving. But dang it, if it didn't just get solved. So nice work. Cherub Shakespeare, probably. I feel this way about sometimes playing adventure games or puzzle games. I'll like solve a mystery that I didn't even know was a mystery, and dang it, it got solved. So, yay! I think this also happened in the previous pages too. Like there was a mystery that no one cared about, but hey, the plot hole got wrapped out. I am almost certain Cherub Shakespeare said that. Google. In interest of full disclosure, though, when doing fine art, sometimes it pays to cheat and find things that are hard to draw on the internet where they're already there for you. This could save time and make you appear to be better at things than you really are. Take this advice to heart if you want to be as successful as me. Not going to happen, by the way. Anyway, back to the story. The meteor. After an endless parade of unamusing and inconsequential events, finally something happens. You will find this is customary for this tale. Lots and lots of stupid, unimportant things happen, then finally out of nowhere, a stupid, important thing happens. A meteor appears without explanation. It is headed directly for the male. There is nothing you can do but accept his fate. Look, he does not even try to flee because he is an ignoramus. Get murdered by the explosion. Boom! He, are thoroughly murdered by the explosion. You, not him, are stunned and yet underwhelmed by the moment of anticlimax. As you continue to boggle vacantly, you affirm your suspicion that nothing you just did mattered at all. Confirm the kill. KO dead. I, produce evidence of the slaughtered male body. He is indeed dead, and will stay dead for the whole story. Only his ghost will show up now and then, in a blurry flash of light, to haunt me periodically throughout history. But I will say more about that later. You think the above graphic looks familiar. You think you have seen this great drawing before, in a different context. You see, this is what master storytellers refer to as a visual callback. Truly emotional professionals often will take an old drawing they did that shows a similar situation and do a couple of half-butt things like change the colors to make it slightly different. Still you, observe that this ingenious feat of laziness makes the repeated things seem more profound and meaningful than they are. For reasons you don't understand because they don't exist, this is a trade secret among skilled artisans such as I. Please try to keep this on the down low and not tell anybody. It will be our secret. They don't even need to know. Hard to tell. The end of Act 1. This concludes the first thing of the story, which is called an act. There are a lot of these, and they only get longer. And then they begin to split into acts and acts. Trust me, the structure rapidly deteriorates into utter nonsense. At least it would, if it had not already begun. As such, a reeking pile of garbage out of the box. But please, do not worry. I will be there to guide you through every mind-numbing twist and turn, while prodding the material with my keen wit and satirize the heck out of everything, to hold the responsible parties fully accountable for these crimes, while maximizing validating my angriness about it. Maybe you thought you were going to see some other stuff, like what happens to all these idiots next. The answer is obviously, who cares? This is going to be so much better. Either way, you have no choice. I am in total charge here now. I believe at this point, another one of my villainous, full-throated laughs will be in order. Happen. Whoops. What was that? Hold on. BRB. I mean, BRB. Press. Ed Emberley's drawing book, Make a World. Learn to draw the Ed Emberley's. What is all this? Horses? Why horses? Is this supposed to be ironic or something? That the very objects falling out of these boxes would be in the proximity of some horses? I don't get it. And what's this? An illustration manual of some sort? Is someone implying that I would benefit from this? Heck, whoever is implying that. By storing it in a secret hole for me to discover. How to draw manga. Volume on the basics of character drawing. Who is this extravagant witch? Is she partly a robot? Sort of like me? Oh, she seems to be an artist too. Also like me. Did she draw herself? I don't see how that's possible, considering she is fictional, as well as a girl. Some other very skilled draftsman must have drawn it. But how did he make it look like she was coming out of this paper? When I turn the book, the image stays flat, and the illusion is exposed. I wonder if the sorcerer of this so-called manga reveals the nature of his wizardry inside the tome. What is this friendly witch looking at me like that, with the large glassy eyes and shiny face? It's making me have weird feelings in my body. I had to put this down. You're welcome. Act 6, Act 6. Super Cartridge Expansion Pack. Sweet new features. What? Aw, heck no. Uh-oh, it seems they have run out of game disc, and now Caliborn has hijacked the property of his experiential continuum, which he now has reason to believe is called the narrative. Little does he know, you recently made the shrewd decision to purchase the Act 6 Super Cartridge Expansion Pack. Just plug it into any in-universe console port to unlock a variety of exciting new gameplay features and proceed through remaining canon unfettered, while Caliborn muddles through 6 new sub-acts of infantile subversive parody targeting the very telling habits none the wiser. Do you have what it takes to humor this bold new storyteller? A young man in peak command over his epic struggle to produce vaguely recognizable shapes? Can you endure his ill-tempered hyperbolic sentence fragments long enough to reach an interspersed series of intermissions through which, while our new narrator pauses to gather his thoughts, our cast of quasi-reunited heroes may resume their intemperate march toward the end of Homestuck proper? And can you keep this on the down low, so Caliborn may continue to believe he has commandeered the medium absolutely, while we privately return to the narrative between his miserable tirades? It can be our secret. He doesn't even need to know. Special Stardust. Aw, heck no! Okay, fine. Let's see how this dumb cartridge runs. With just a pinch of Stardust. Oh yes, and how about some delicious false teeth for good measure? For why not? False teeth. Tap, 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 tap. I'm no expert on microchips, but I doubt these conditions are ideal. Yes, perfect. The show must go on. So as to quote another famous cherub, though I'm not sure which one. Probably a sports legend, I would guess. While I pause to gather my thoughts from my Act 2 tirade, please enjoy this intermission cartridge, or whatever it is, with its exciting new gameplay features. I hope it doesn't have any problems or anything. Oh, that's cool. What? The heck just happened? Like everything has glitched out. The cool animation is unexpected cut short due to critical stardust clock. Oh, that's what she must have done. Alright, well, look at the false teeth. Wait, oh, there's like way down there. It's like floating around. I do think this would be a good place to stop for the day though. Much love to you, my dear friends. Hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazingly awesome rest of the day. And I will talk to you again very soon on more Homosuck. Until then, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video and being the #1 YouTube community in all of YouTube. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear from you. And remember that you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. Always be true to yourself and never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.